Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Art History The Female Perspective, brought to you by Ina Dow on the NEAR Protocol and myself, Gemini Rising. Today, we're going to be talking about Yayoi Kusama, who is a contemporary Japanese artist born on March 22nd, 1929, in Matsumoto City, Japan. She is considered one of the most important living Japanese artists and the most successful female artist of all time. She attended the Kyoto School of Arts and Crafts and works in a variety of mediums, including sculpture, installation, painting, performance art, and fashion. Kusama's style is considered contemporary pop art, and some of her most famous works include works like Infinity Mirror Room, Narcissus Garden, Self Obliteration, which was a film made in 1967, Infinity Net, which is a theme she has continued to this day, and Pumpkin, another strong motif that she uses quite often. Kusama's early life was marked by traumas, including being made to spy on her father's extramarital affairs. These experiences created a deep skepticism of human sexuality that has had a lasting impact on her art. Kusama has described her early memories of being surrounded by endless fields of flowers on her family's farm as a young child and the hallucinations of dots covering everything around her. These dots, which have become her signature, have been a consistent motif in her work from a very young age. Kusama began painting when she was 10 years old, and although her mother disapproved of her hobby, she allowed her daughter to attend art school. She was intending for her to get married and living the life of a housewife, not an artist. But Kusama had different ideas, and she refused many marriage proposals and committed herself to the life of a painter. In 1952, at the age of 23, Kusama showed her watercolors in a small gallery space in Matsumoto City, but the show was largely ignored. In the mid 1950s, she discovered the work of American painter Georgia O'Keeffe and wrote to her, sending along a few of her watercolors. O'Keeffe actually wrote back and encouraged her career, but cautioned her about the difficulties of the artistic life. Kusama left for the United States with the knowledge that a sympathetic female painter was living there, but not before burning many of her paintings in a rage. Kusama arrived in New York City in 1958, one of the first post war Japanese artists to take up residence in New York City. As both a woman and a Japanese person, she received little attention for her work, although her output was prolific. It was during this period that she began painting her now iconic Infinity Nets series, which took inspiration from the vastness of the ocean. In these works, she obsessively painted small loops onto a monochrome white canvas covering the entire surface from edge to edge. And although Kusama received little attention from the established art world, she was known to be savvy in the ways of the art in their ways. Her work was finally shown in 1959 at the Brada Gallery, an artist-run space, and was praised in a review by the minimalist sculptor and critic Donald Judd, who eventually became friends with Kusama. In the late 1960s, Kusama's work began to shift from painting to performance art, staging public performances in which she would paint polka dots on naked participants, as well as create happenings that involved naked performers and painted models. Kusama's radical actions drew both admiration and criticism, and she became an important figure in the avant garde art scene at the time. In 1966, she was included in the Venice Biennale, where she exhibited her Narcissus Garden installation. It consisted of hundreds of mirrored balls arranged on the ground. Later that year, she organized a series of body festivals in New York in which she staged public performances featuring nudity, body painting, and other provocative elements. She also continued to create installations, but after her intense and tumultuous experiences in New York City, Kusama returned to Japan in 1973 and voluntarily admitted herself into a psychiatric institution where she still resides today, continuing to produce art. Her work during this period featured a diverse range of mediums, including some of the first of her infinity rooms, performance art, and installations featuring her iconic polka dots, as well as a continuation of previous themes like accumulation and obliteration, which she turned into an installation of rooms covered with and obliterated by dots. You have to remember that at this point, all of these things were created while she was living in the psychiatric ward in Japan. It's amazing. Her Fireflies on the Water is an installation that features a small dark room filled with mirrors and water, with LED lights suspended from the ceiling. The lights create an illusion of fireflies reflected infinitely in the mirrors and shimmering on the water's surface, immersing viewers in a magical and otherworldly atmosphere. Started in 2009, the My Eternal Soul is an ongoing painting series. It showcases her distinctive style characterized by vibrant colors, intricate patterns, and recurring motifs such as eyes, dots, and organic shapes. These paintings serve as a visual expression of her inner psyche and explore the depths of the human soul. We can see those motifs continue in an installation called Love is Calling, for example, or with this installation, With All My Love for the Tulips, I Pray Forever. In 2019, her artwork, Love Flies Up to the Sky, was featured in Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. The artwork was transformed into a balloon sculpture showcasing her iconic images. It floated through the streets of New York City, captivating millions of viewers and bringing Kusama and her art to a broader audience. With the eternal blooming of flowers in my mind, Kusama continued to explore her signature themes of repetition and organic forms. The vibrant kaleidoscope images featured flowers, patterns, and evoked a sense of growth, vitality, and imagination. The exhibition at the New York Botanical Garden of Cosmic Nature showcased Kusama's immersive installation and sculptures in the natural landscape. It featured her iconic polka dot, pumpkins, and mirrored environments, creating a unique dialogue between art and nature. This exhibition was also held in Berlin in the same year. Her pumpkin art holds significant place in her artistic repertoire. It is inspired by fond childhood memories of her family's plant nursery, and she began incorporating pumpkins as a recurring motif in her work since she started. The pumpkin became a symbol of comfort, home, and organic growth, resonating deeply with her personal experiences. Other than polka dots, Kusama's Infinity Room series are an integral part of her artistic legacy. This transformative and immersive exploration of infinite space and dissolution of boundaries allowed her to manifest her artistic vision and create a profound emotional experience for her viewers. In January of 2023, Louis Vuitton celebrated its latest collaboration with Kusama, showcasing her work and their products in stores. In the Paris store on Champs Elysees, polka dots were placed across the facade of the building and paired with an oversized human like replica of Kusama, which was tied and peering over the roof of the building. Inside the store were products with her signature art on them, as well as displays, which were also created by Kusama. The 94-year-old artist became a star once again. Back in 2017, Kusama opened her own museum in Tokyo, which features works from throughout her career, including installations, paintings, and sculptures. The museum is housed in a 5-story building in the Shinjuku neighborhood, and admission is strictly limited to a few hundred visitors per day, making it a highly sought after experience for art lovers and fans of her work. Today, Kusama is considered one of the most important living Japanese artists, and her influence can be seen in the work of many contemporary artists around her. Her use of repetition, pattern, and bright colors have made her a favorite of the pop art movement, and her installations have inspired countless artists to create immersive, experiential work. Kusama is also an advocate for mental health awareness. She has spoken openly about her struggles with mental illness throughout her life and has used her art as a means of coping with her anxiety and obsessions. Her willingness to talk about her struggles has helped to reduce the stigma surrounding mental illness in Japan and around the world. An amazing woman and still alive today. Long live Yayoi Kusama, an amazing artist.